Folks, we got a great one for you today. We got a real good one for today. Man, this young man got started. For those that don't know, he's got started. He left his country, got here, and got to work and decided that there's a better way out. And he found it 9 years ago. He's a father. He's also building in Baltimore, Maryland. I know he's physically there. He builds physically in Miami, Florida. Matter of fact, last time I was in Miami, we got together and I took him out to lunch. He was there building. And he's also building physically in Houston, Texas. Those are three cities that I know he's physically flying to and building. I know his organization is bigger than just that. Today is June 29th. Isn't that funny? And he's 29. Wow, ain't that crazy, Sam Foster? He's also something that's very important I want you guys to get across to you. Think about it. At 29 years old, he's something that's amazing. He's free. That's right. He's got no boss. He's got nobody to check in with. He's got to ask for nobody's permission. Man, wouldn't it be neat if all of y'all were free? That's my biggest prayer for all of y'all to be free. And this business can free you. Wow, his topic and subject for the month, and it's the last day of the month for him. We'll have him back in August. It's called The Guide to Making Your Business Emerge. Without further ado, the youngest soon-to-be SVP in all of ACM, the great Mr. Shakeel Cooper.
For all of those kind words. I'm excited. I didn't even think about it. Today is the 29th, man. It's so crazy how numbers work, but I'm very excited to be on here today. And today I just want to have just an open conversation, Q&A, and just talk to people, because what I realized is that, these trainings are really great, but at the end of the day, if you don't just develop that mindset that you're willing just to do whatever it takes, then you're never going to truly get to where you need to go. Because recently I had like an epiphany. I'm just like, man, it's crazy that everything that I said that I was going to do, I'm doing it. It's just crazy how the mind works through the tough times, through the dark times. Like, everybody has problems. Everybody has something going on. And what I realized is that no matter what you got going on, you can still get to where you're trying to go if you just get rid of all excuses. I hate going to the gym. What do I do now? At least 5-6 days a week, I get up, and if I don't feel like it or not, what I do, I just go do it. Because a lot of times, you're not going to always feel like doing something. And when you always don't feel like doing something, and if you continue to act off of how you feel, then it's going to hinder your growth. Because just looking back, I'm like, man, I'm so happy that I sacrificed my 20s to just focus on building my business. Just focus on just not doing what everybody else is doing. And when Mr. Thomas just said, he's like, he don't have a boss, it just hit me. I'm sitting here looking at the skyscrapers in Houston, and I'm like, that is true, because the average person right now, they're at work. They're in the cubicles looking down, wishing that they was one of these people that can go to lunch and didn't have to clock back in after 30 minutes. It's not about the money. And a lot of people got to understand that what we do is not about the money, but you do need money in order to have freedom. Because just thinking of the way life is, I'm like, man, I wish most people can just experience being free, even if it's for a week, even if it's for a day, just experience not having to just clock in, just not even the stress of it. Just imagine if you just stop stressing about money, and you just start having a lifestyle where no matter what you have going on, money just continues to come to you. And that's one of the things that helped me in my career. So I just want to have a Q&A, open conversation with the people on the calls that might have a few questions that they just, want to have a conversation with about. So if that's okay with you, Mr. Thomas, we can start and you can kind of moderate it.
Absolutely, sir. Mr. Bree Clemens, you ready, sir? Anybody got a question for Mr. Cooper today about being free or anything he talked about this month? Remember, the topic is a guide to making your business emerge. So any question you want to ask this young superstar about the business. Now, remember he built it once, his group dissipated, he got up and built it again. Isn't it amazing how some people build it halfway, fall apart. They don't have the gumption, the galls to get back up and do it again. I've done it several times in my first company, built it 3 times, and then left that company, come to ACN and built it all over again. So folks, if you're a leader, you're a leader. So any question you have for Mr. Cooper today? Anybody? Questions for this young man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sam Foster, Dallas Marketplace. Mr. Cooper,
In Dallas soon, man.
Yes, sir. I don't have a question for you, sir. I have a comment, man. Great job. Keep going. Keep your head up, bro, because you inspiring. Go get it.
Man.
I'm at your heels, baby. I'm at your heels.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Almost next year, make it a decade. Just grinding. You know, most people, like Mr. Thomas said, they give up their first couple months, man. It's crazy thinking that next year will make it 10 years of just keeping your head down. But at the same time, when I turn 30, it's the same time that I also put in a decade worth of work nonstop. And most people, they're not willing to sacrifice that, man. But, you know, everybody don't want it bad enough, man. You got to want it bad enough. You got to have goals. You got to have dreams. You just got to be a big thinker. Because if you're not a big thinker, you're just going to be comfortable where you at, man. So I appreciate all the love and the support, man. I look forward to meeting you all soon. So, you know, I'm excited.
I think Maria Schreider's got her hand up.
Yes, I do. Okay, so my question is, and thank you so much, Mr. Cooper. My question is, I had somebody tell me that they were too young for the business because nobody took them seriously. So I didn't have the pleasure to know about the business when I was young. So I'm hoping you could kind of give me some kind of advice that I could tell somebody that's young, because you can relate.
Yes.
So is there something I can tell them?
Yes, just talk about other young people that's having success. Show them other people that's having success. A lot of times, no, it's easy. Young people, we already do this. See, this is one of the reasons why when COVID happened, if you notice, most people, they're not around anymore. The reason why I promoted 2 RVPs when COVID started is because the moment when that shift happened from doing in-person and visit, things like that, to everything going to Zoom, we're always easy to adapt with technology. So when people used to tell me, why are you recruiting all these young people, man? They don't understand business. I'm like, okay, we continue to grow with the business. When most people, when technology changed, they're not able to adapt as fast enough. So if I was you, I would just show them me. Talk about me. I mean, I'm a pretty good example of, if you're young and you just have a mindset that you can do whatever it takes, and you're willing to put in the work, the sacrifices, the money, and you're just willing to do whatever it takes. You know, ACN, what I love most about this business is it changes your mindset. So anything that you do, you can be successful. ACN is just another stream of income. It's just another vehicle. But once you have that mindset, no matter what you do, you will be successful at it. And I continue to show that to people over and over again. But you got to see other young people that's doing it. You got to take yourself out of the picture and say, hey, listen, I know this young guy, he's been doing it, such and such. Edify me. And then if you ever need me to talk to someone, Mr. Thomas has my number. You know, I'm always open to helping everyone, because that's what it's about at the end of the day. It's not about me, but I went through everything I went through in order to help other people. So just talk about other young people that's having success. And I promise you, they'll change their mind.
You know, I'm going to jump in here. We even wear the same brand of glasses, Cartiers. So what I want to also say is, one of the things I have done with Mr. Cooper's video, and I've said this before, and that's why you guys really got to listen in and watch these videos over and over again. I've said this a few times. I will take his video and I've sent it to a lot of people, young people, and they can connect better. Let me talk about the power of sending videos out. On June the 7th, we had Miss Angelina Davis on. It was so powerful that Harrison Mills sent the video to Tommy Clark, who was not on the call. She saw the video, could relate to her, got so excited, she put in 200 points. She's on Saturday's training, 200 points in 40 days. Now, let's break that down. That was only 13 people. 13 people. But look, she got her 200 points because she saw a video that she could relate to. So I'm telling you, a key point is getting this video of Mr. Cooper's different trainings and send them to young people. folks is calling matching the people, matching it up. Thank you so much for that. I think who else had their hand up? Ms. Sherry, on your next.
Thank you very much, Mr. Thomas. Mr. Cooper, I appreciate you sharing your journey with us and having achieved regional vice president in the past. What was it that you did on your second, when you picked yourself up to start over again? What were some of the adjustments that you made to achieve the success that you're having at this time?
Yeah, this is a great question. The best thing I did was change the people around me. That was my only problem every time. It was the people, everyone. So I look at my life as a book. Every chapter, everyone's not gonna go with you. It's people that I love dearly that I don't even speak to no more because I realized that it was just dead weight. Their insecurities, their doubts, all of those things that they have, from me being around them, was starting to affect me. And the moment that I got rid of just anyone that's not positive, my life it's like a rocket ship and I'm only going up. But it was because I got rid of the wrong people around me. And a lot of times, that's the hardest thing for most people, is to get rid of toxic friends. And the only thing that you guys have in common is that you partied in high school. And, you know, it's like the things that people have in common with people that they have relationships for a long period of time, it makes no sense. So now I only build relationships with people that it's beneficial both ways. If I can't point at you and you can't point at me, then what are we doing? I'll see you when I see you. So at the end of the day, I tell people less is more. The less clutter in your house, the better it feels. The less people in your life, the less drama, the less money you spend. I'm telling you, it's just totally different. And you start to become focused on what you need to do because you're not taking all of these opinions from everyone around you, because everybody will tell you what works and what don't work, and they never done it. So with me, what I learned was just getting rid of the wrong people. And then now it's like, my phone only ring for my mom, family, some family members. Other than that, it's business. And if you just calling me just to call me, I wouldn't even answer. Unless you have something to point at me. And it could be anything. It don't have to be money, but I just only deal with people that is beneficial for both parties. Other than that, my time is too valuable.
Thank you. That's powerful. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I think Mr. Lance Wittenberg had his hand up next.
Oh, sorry about that. I'm dialed in on my cell phone, so I had to press the code. So, good morning, Mr. Cooper. Thank you so much for being on the call and allowing us to do the Q&A. My question for you is, how do you help hold your leaders accountable to keep them on track to perform?
You can't.
Or like, what is your DMO with your leaders?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, so you can motivate them. You can. One thing I realized is that people are gonna be who they're gonna be. When life hit most people, they're not able to just continue to just keep pushing things like that. So honestly, I just focus on me, man. And when they see me just keep going and being the example, the right ones to step up. And that was one of the other things that helped me out in this business. I was stress free. I remember a few years ago, I had gray hair. My whole head was like turning gray. Now I can't even find the gray hair no more because I stopped stressing about things I can't control. I only can control what I can control, and I can't control other people. So I just be the example, and you know, who continue to stay on this journey with me, you know, they'll have the blessings that comes with it. And the ones that don't, you know, they'll understand why when you give up early and you just continue to keep going, you know, that you'll have continue to settle for what you're settling for, which is the typical 9 to 5. When most people, when they stop doing the business or they give up, they always go back to doing what they was already doing. So at the end of the day, you're just looking for people that's like you, and you only need a handful, but you're gonna have to go through hundreds or thousands of people to find those leaders.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
You know, I'm gonna add something where last time Mr. Cooper has done such a great blessing for all of us, no matter whose organization you're in, that I always feel obligated when I get with certain people just to say thank you by dinner or lunch, whatever. And I knew I was flying in Miami, and he said he's gonna be in Miami, so I said we're gonna meet up. We went. What's the name of that steakhouse we went to? That was it. Capital
Grill. Capital Grill.
Yeah. The grill, yes. You pick out wherever you want to go and have lunch, wherever you want to go. And that was my way of giving back to say thank you for blessing everybody on this call, no matter whose organization you're in. You pick out where you want to go lunch, I got you. I'm picking the tab up. We got to the restaurant. We sat down. He asked me question after question. I do believe he was taking notes. Now watch this. He even prospected, and I sent pictures a long time ago. We showed this on our Friday night, what we call a happy hour, him getting the waiter's number. If he didn't get it, I was gonna get it, but he got it. And when he got finished having lunch, we had about an hour and a half, 2 hour lunch, and we had a great conversation. But guess where he was going after we got finished with lunch? Let me tell you where he's going. He was going next door to the mall to do some prospecting. He was, that's right, Sam Foster. He was doing a Sam Foster. Even though we had a 2 hour lunch and he was asking questions and soaking up the information, he was still going on after that to go prospect. That's what leaders do. That's what leaders do. Question, when was the last time you were out prospecting? Names and numbers. Next question for Mr. Cooper. Man, I love this session. If nobody will, I know Sam Foster will. If no, come on, y'all. This is your chance. Mr. David Holmes. Yes, sir, Professor.
Ms. Cooper, thank you for the cause for the month. I appreciate it. I know you mentioned one time in your story that that when you hit that low place when you're in your basement, what would you say to the people that are struggling now that you learned that you're applying today?
Okay, so I'll tell you exactly what I did. So every time I ever got to my lowest is when I just started writing in my journal, writing out affirmations. It's like when you're at your lowest, there's nothing to do but everything. But when I tell people you have to change your mind, a lot of times when people are down and out, they continue to feed themselves down. They always say, man, I'm broke. I don't have no money. They always talk about what their situation currently is instead of speaking it to what they want it to be. So every time I was at my lowest, I always speak or put myself in an environment that's just gonna get me recharged up. There's a reason why I hang out in the rich communities every single day. It's the reason why, because it's a different type of energy. It's like, man, if I just keep going, I can live here. I can drive this, you know? So with me, that's kind of how I just put myself around places that just keeps me driven, because if I just stayed in the same place, the same bad neighborhood, and just a negative environment, it's not beneficial for you. So if you're in the basement, or if you feel as though, you know, you're not exactly where you need to go, where you need to be in life, go to the places that you want to be. Go to the dealership, look at the car. You might have no money right now. Take the bus, drive to the Mercedes-Benz dealership, and go look at the car and sit in the car that you want. You got to trick your mind that, listen, your situation right now might be what it is, but I promise you, if you change your mindset, you can turn it to whatever you want it to be. I remember for last year, I told myself, I'm like, man, I want to get me a rental property. I want to get me an Airbnb rental property. Next thing you know, now I have a 5-bedroom Airbnb property 10 minutes from downtown Houston. It's your mindset. I didn't know anything about rental properties. I didn't know anything about business before. But through ACN, I developed the mindset, and now I continue to invest in other streams of income. But my ACN business is the reason why today I'm able to have the time freedom and do what I want to do. So I tell people all the time, build this up, because everybody, their ultimate goal in life, they want residual income. We already have a blueprint to get it. It's just a different street, but guess what? It still leads to the same destination. When basketball players, when they get an endorsement deal, they don't just want a check to just promote it one time. They want equity. They want a percentage every time that's being played. So everyone is trying to find a way to earn that residual income so that they can have that time freedom, but you're already involved in a business. So if you're involved in a business and you're stuck and you're having those hard times, you got to slap yourself out of it, because you actually got an opportunity to do something. You're already in the game. Most people don't even know what residual income is. And they probably never even heard about it, and they never even got a chance. The fact that you had a chance and you were able to sign up and be involved in the business, it should be no reason why there's not more people at the top. Because we have an opportunity to chase after the thing that we really want, but it's just wrapped up in $200 and $25 a month, so people don't really see how big you can really get. But I promise you, every artist you listen to, they wish they own their records. Guess why? Because they want that residual income. Everybody wants residual income. That's the reason why we got involved in this business. It's for residual income. So if you're having a tough time, just say to yourself, man, I got an opportunity to earn residual income. What am I tripping about? And I promise you do that over and over. Everything that happens throughout the journey, you're not even gonna sweat it.
You know, I'm gonna say this. Here's a homework assignment everybody could do. This weekend, I used to train this on the weekends in every city across America, even where you guys live across America. There's open houses. Go look at a $5 million open. Look, they got signs over here. Make it right here. Go look. See, why y'all scared to go look at a $5 or $10 million house? See what Mr. Cooper's talking about. What is your mindset? What are you around? What are you looking at? Man, go look at one. They're open house every weekend in every city. Go look at it. Some of y'all, what are you scared of? You just walk in and they'll feed you. They gave you free cookies and milk and my God, come on. I remember I used to go to a car dealer, go sit in your dream car, take a picture of it. I mean, I remember about 10 years ago in Vegas, I did a millionaire leadership 2-day event. I had the Rolls Royce dealer close up for 2 hours so I could bring 30 people in there to sit in the Rolls Royce, get them a ride around the block or two so everybody got a chance to ride in a Rolls Royce or a Bentley of your choice. They park them out. See, how many, I mean, think about that. If I can do it, why can't y'all do it? You guys get out this little stinking thinking. What did Mr. Cooper say? Get rid of your excuses. So go look at $1 million or $2 or $3 million house in your neighborhood. Go look at the car you want to drive in the future. Go take a picture of it. Go. You know, he says all excuses do is stop your growth. I took that down. So why you guys stopping yourself? Go get that mindset. Go do it. Go do it. Go do it. Go look at it. Go drive it. Go sit in it. Next question.
Hi, Mr. Cooper. I appreciate your taking time to speak with us and yourself as well, Mr. Thomas. My question is, have you run into times when you set up presentations and you firm them up, but the people don't show? And my second follow-up question is, I've been talking to some people about Vivint. Mr. Thomas, I was thinking about that backpack, but that's not my main reason. And I talked to two people. One person, they were getting ready to go on vacation with their wife, but they did not follow up to call the Vivint person. And the second couple, I sent them the information. They haven't followed up on it. What could I do better?
Okay,
Please.
Great question. That's a great question. So the answer to the first question is, so you set up a meeting, that's normal. It's normal, it happens all the time. I've done thousands of meetings, it's normal. And you should be happy that you don't have to drive to somebody's house and they didn't show up.
True.
So
True.
now when people don't show up, you should just be happy because back then, a few years ago, you had to drive to their house. Imagine driving to home meetings now with gas. Imagine. So you got to look at the glass half full and the glass half empty. Just be happy that we got an opportunity where we can just do it virtually. And that means that it's somebody else that you can talk to. You got to go through thousands of people. Just think of a homeless man on the side of the road. If someone tell him no, is he just going to stop there and cry? No, he's going to turn to somebody else. So you can't let a homeless person out hustle. It's just a mindset thing because they got to eat. They know if they don't talk to people, they're not going to have nothing to eat. They're not going to have food. So it's that same mindset, that same drive. And the second answer to your question, what was the second question again?
I have two couples that I've been talking to.
Oh, the pivot. Okay.
Yes.
It's follow up. You got to follow up. No matter what you're doing, you have to follow up. Any business, if you don't follow up 5 to 6 times, you're not going to close the deal. Most people are not going to bite on the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time. You got to get them at least 5, 6, 7 times to say yes and then close the deal. Remember, everything that you do in this business is a numbers game. Look at it like this, 10 out of 2. Out of 10 people, 2 will either sign up or become a customer. And just play the numbers. Play the numbers and over time, if you play the numbers, you'll be okay. Just play the numbers and don't worry about who says yes, who says no. Just talk to people. Go out
Thank
and just
you.
meet people. You're welcome.
Mr. Ismail, you're up, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Hey, Shakeel.
How you doing?
How are you? Hey, I have a curiosity. When you go to different towns and you don't know anybody, what then? What do you do with these people there?
I build relationships.
Explain to me that. It doesn't mean anything to me.
Okay, so with me, so I use social media also as my business card. Why? Because when someone follows you on social media, you post a lot, they're gonna continue to watch you. And then after a while, it's easy to contact. See, most people are still walking around giving away business cards. That's cool, but why not give someone, I don't even know the word to call it, but they literally can, just by seeing your post, they know your mindset. They start to learn a lot about you from your social media. So I use social media to keep that connection with a lot of people, but every day I'm just talking to people. I join a gym to network with people, man. I hate going to the gym, but there's a lot of successful people there. There's like people there that got some money. I like to be around people that got money. That's period. I don't like being around broke people because if I'm broke and you broke, we can help each other. But if I hang around people that have more, they can teach me how to get more. So I put myself around people that, I just network with, man. And I'm not scared to talk to people because I have a lot to offer. The only reason I'm in with this, the only reason why most people are scared to talk to people, because they got nothing to talk about. But what's on the news and who want to talk about that?
Thank you.
Sports. You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Ismail, for the question. Guys, I'm gonna have my camera off. I gotta do a little road ride. So I'll be on the call, but you won't see my face. Just want to let you know that I respect for Mr. Cooper. And I wish everybody would start, if you can't turn your camera on. But next question. We got time for one or two more questions. Jen Olson, you're up.
Awesome. Hi, Mr. Cooper. So
Hey.
good to see you. So I heard you say like your mindset has shifted since being an ACN, right? Like now anything you do, like you'll have success because like you're just at a different place than you were before ACN. Like how else do you know yourself as a result of like being an ACN? Like who do you know yourself to be like today, like Mr. Shakeel Cooper, that you didn't know yourself to be almost 10 years ago when you got started?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think honestly, it's because everything that I've went through these years, it kind of molded me to this just bulletproof person that I am today. I wasn't always like this, but just when you go through so much and you just become like this bulletproof to life, like you become numb because you've seen it happen so many things happen so many times to you in different ways. It could be financially, personally, spiritually, like you just everything. And I just got to the point where I'm just like, no matter what's going on in life, I'm gonna chase after my dreams. So I honestly believe it's just me having dreams. Like most people don't have goals and dreams. And me, I have my goals is to become stupid, filthy, wealthy, because that way I can help more people. It's nothing wrong with wanting to become wealthy, wanting to become a multi-millionaire. And people tell me all the time, man, it's not about money, but at the end of the day, what do you get up and go to work for? What are you risking 8 hours, 9 hours a day for every single day for 40, 50 years for if it's not about money? I just want to do it now and get it out of the way so I can have the time freedom to just do what I want, because it's a lot of things that I want to do in life before I'm out of here. That's why I said I want to live till I'm 100 years old, because there's so much stuff that I have in my mind that I want to do and I want to accomplish. So if you have goals, you have a purpose in life, then it's just going to be driven every single day. Like nobody has to motivate me. Nobody wakes me up and tell me, hey, like I motivate myself every single day, because no matter what you do in life, you're going to have this mindset. I don't care if you're selling clothes. I don't matter what you're doing. You have to develop a bulletproof mindset, because life will always beat you up. I tell people, stop watching TV. Stop looking at what's going on in the world. Because in my world, I don't see what's going on in the world. Because if I look at what's going on in the world, I'll be depressed. I'll be angry. I'll just be everywhere like most people. They're like walking zombies because they're taking in so much every day and they're not really putting into themselves. So going to the gym is spending time by yourself, reading books, working, just spending a lot of time by yourself, getting to know you. Because so much times we want to be around other people, but we never really spend time loving ourselves. And to end with this is just, you got to really love yourself. Most people don't love themselves. I love me. And because I love me, I want to experience the best for me. So that's that's my weird way of looking at life. I just love myself. And I feel as though I deserve the best. I deserve to have everything the best. And I'm willing to work for it. So if everyone kind of develop that mindset, no matter what you want to do in life, you're going to accomplish it. But if you don't have that self-love, good luck. People call it cocky, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. But I know I love me. You should try to love you. And you'll be saying the same thing that I'm saying. So hopefully that was able to help.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. I guess we got one more.
You got one. I think I'm going to jump in and chime in. I think that was so dynamic about, first of all, love yourself. And another profound thing he said today, ladies and gentlemen, is if it ain't about money, why do you go to work every day? Think about it. It is about the money. But look at ACN, what it can do for you as far as condensing that time frame down. Very powerful. Last question. Who has the last question?
I'm going to go ahead and ask the last question.
All right, sir.
I know a lot of times everyone wants to hear about, your lowest day and how you overcame it. But we're going to end this on a high note. I want you to tell everyone about what your greatest day has been thus far being an entrepreneur in ACN.
Every day I wake up, man. I worked the job in almost 10 years. I mean, it's every day, man. It don't even seem real, but it's every day, man. Like, this is the life that most people, they just wish that they had, man. Just being free. Like you say, it's not about how much money you make. The fact that you're making money every single day, you don't have to clock into a place that you don't want to be or be around. I don't want to be around people I don't want to be around in order to make some money. So every day is the best day for me, man. Just now being able to just create multiple streams of income and still do ACN and network with people and help people in many different avenues, man. Like, I'm not just helping people in just one way, but I feel as though I'm just being a light to other people on this earth, because there's not too many people that really care about giving back and pouring into other people. And I felt as though I've been through so much that, man, if I can help people not go through it, because I know that most people cannot go through it and keep going, man. Most people give up the moment that life hit them, boom. But with me, it's like, man, I came from nothing. So all of this, I can only go but up. Everything is a blessing for me. Everything's a profit for me. Why? Because I came over here from a country at 9 years old with a dream to become super successful. And 20 years old, I got the chance, and guess what happened? From there, the rest is history. So I can't complain, man. I cannot complain. I'm super blessed, but I've worked very hard too. So a lot of people, they don't see the grind. They don't see the tough times, but man, it's hard. But I've had, in the past 3 days, I've had 7 hours worth of sleep, literally in the past 3 days. And I still get up and go to the gym and still got to do what I got to do. I'm about to go pick up my son, and then I got stuff I got to do. But am I complaining? No, I do what I got to do. So if you just do what you need to do, you'll get to where you're trying to go. So hopefully I was able to help, someone to call. I'm very excited to be back in August, but just develop that mindset and go out there and just do it. Remove all your excuses, because you can't make money and excuses at the same time. So I got rid of the excuses, and I want the money. I don't want the excuses, because they don't get me nowhere. The same situation that I'll be in every single day if I just continue to cry about my situation and not do anything about it. Because no one's coming to save you. And I'm going to end with that. Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody. So you have the mindset that nobody's coming to save you. You got to save you. Put you first. And I promise you, your life will change the moment that you put you first. You put your happiness first. You put your finances first. You care about helping you first, because you can't help other people unless you help yourself. So I thank you guys, and I look forward to being back.